A very good morning to all of you, and a very warm, rather I should say hot welcome to all of you at the ICTforAg 2024 New Delhi event. I am Dr. Sheetal Sharma, Senior Soil Scientist with International Rice Research Institute, and I'm very glad to see you all here. I welcome our esteemed guests, Dr. A.K. Singh, Director ICAR-IRRI, Dr. Anil Rai, ADG ICT ICAR, and Dr. Emil Jat, Global Research Platform Director, Program Director, Resilient Farm and Food Systems, ICRISAT. I also welcome all our participants. Welcome to ICT 2024. Today marks a pivotal moment as we cover in New Delhi, bringing together a tapestry of stakeholders passionate about leveraging ICT for agriculture advancement. This time, as a satellite event, CGI's IRRI and ICRISAT are partnering to co-host the most anticipated event of the year. Embrace this convergence of stakeholders from multifarious backgrounds. We have farmers, private sector entrepreneurs, government officials, NGO representatives, and local agri-tech innovators, united on a single platform. We will all agree that the agri-food systems across the globe have evolved over the past few years. We are also constantly developing more reliable technologies to build resilience against the climate change challenges. Use of information and communication technology in agriculture is one such example, through the use of which farmers have access to accurate and timely information, with the aim to accelerate the transformation towards sustainable and inclusive agri-food system by generating research-based evidence and inclusive agri-food systems. The CGIAR's Digital Innovation Initiative has partnered with DAVE Global and DAI for organizing the ICTforAg workshops across the globe. The initiative focuses on enabling digital innovations to stimulate the inclusive, sustainable transformation of food, land, and water systems, including investments that policymakers could make to close the digital divide, information delivery systems that allow more people to take action against predicted risk, and ways for partner organizations and marginalized communities to enhance digital capabilities, access resources, and opportunities. With the focus on inclusion, innovation, and inspiration, we hope to provide a single platform to different stakeholders from across the agri-food systems and share knowledge and insights, find solutions, address challenges, and forge partnerships and grow this ICTforAg community. IRRI's COM team has put together a video that will give you a context of what our hopes and aspirations have been for the past year with the ICTforAg. I request Dayam to please play the video.
We aim to facilitate conversation, share valuable insights, and kickstart meaningful collaboration. We want to hear from our local experts, share knowledge, and inspire each other to build digital solutions that are not just cutting edge, but also inclusive.
Ensure the values of time and prioritizing inclusion to add to knowledge will make the coming months event and all ICT4Ag efforts better informed and in service to those we aim to impact positively. Let's wrap up this panel with some insight and advice. Andrea, if you have one thing you want an ICT4Ag to walk away with in the fall, what would it be in mind?
Sure, so if there was one key takeaway, it would definitely be the importance of approaching digital research and innovation with a responsible mindset.
It's a lesson that we think more critical when we hear about the technologies that will change the world. So we've already hinted at it, but I'm really curious if you do that.
Thank you so much, Dayam, and thank you, EDComms team, for putting this together. We now proceed with the workshop, and I call upon Dr. Shalini to take over and take this workshop forward. A warm welcome again to all the participants. Thank you so much. Shalini.
Thank you, Dr. Sheetal. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ICTforAg 2024. It is an honor to have all of you here today as we gather to explore and discuss the ICT theme, localizing impact through inclusion, innovation, and inspiration. So there are a few housekeeping rules. So I would just brief you up that just a request to keep your phone on silent mode every time. The second one is, yes, please follow the strict timeline, especially the speakers, because we are going online too. And yes, your registration kits contain the lunch coupon, so please make sure that you carry them when you go for lunch. And there are water dispensers around and the water bottles too, so please stay hydrated. And just in case of medical emergencies, look for the people who are having this logo on their clothes, shoulders, and we'll be guiding you through. And then in case of unlikely events, I want to highlight unlikely events like fire, please use the fire exits. So yes, so again, my name is Dr. Shalini Gakhar, and I'm working as a data scientist with ED. A very warm welcome to all of you once again. Just wanted to make one announcement that Dr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, Advisor Farmer Welfare Division, he couldn't be here. He was supposed to join because of the last minute meetings, but he has sent his best wishes to us for this program. So as we say that the show must go on. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to our esteemed guests on the panel today. Thank you. So I would like to invite Dr. Anil Rai, ADG ICT ICR, for his opening remarks. So please.
So good morning to all of you, and thank you for inviting me to this particular program. Director IRRI, Dr. A.K. Singh, Dr. Emil Jat, Dr. Sheetal, Dr. Shalini, and all my colleagues who are there in the auditorium. So first of all, I would like to welcome you all on behalf of ICR for this important event. And fortunately, ICR announced this year a digital agriculture year. And all the societies, all the professional society, I mean, who relates to agriculture, they are supposed to discuss this issue of digital agriculture whenever they have a conferences. And we are going to have a conference again in November, most probably 18th and 19th November of this year, where we'll try to consolidate the results of all the societies, how they are going to have, how they have a vision related to digital agriculture in their respective domains. So that we are planning. So this is a very important event, and before this event, we also organized the event related to digital agriculture with ITU, International Telecommunication Union, in this hall only during March. And a lot of deliberations and discussions happened there related to this area, and a lot of outcomes are there. And I am happy to inform that from India, a lot of use cases has been accepted, and they are published on the site of the International Telecommunication Union. And ICR also, where ICR, a lot of use cases from ICR were also there. And apart from this, from this country, India, it has been very much appreciated by the international community, and many countries participated during that workshop. So with this, this is a continuation of those meetings organized by IRRI. So I congratulate the whole team for doing this. Basically, when we talk about digital agriculture, there are four major components which I think it has. First is precision farming, that includes crop, horticulture, aquaculture, or livestock production. So anything related to agriculture and food production. Second is climate smart agriculture. That is another component of digital agriculture. Then supply chain management of the whole food system, including post-harvest technologies and traceability and all other components included into this. And then financial inclusion of the all the stakeholders, basically, agri startups or farmers, basically farmers. So basically, we are trying to empower our farming community and Indian agriculture or agriculture globally by this ICT. And the technologies, some of the technologies in ICT which we are using, they're also known as disruptive technologies. So why disruptive? Because, you know, all of a sudden the technologies came and they disrupt the normal human day-to-day working. For example, WhatsApp, you have one technology which changed the whole gamut of this communication systems. So similar technologies are there which we are using, and AI and ML and LLM models are now coming up, and we are trying to localize in ICR also. We are trying to localize this model for our whole country and for Indian agriculture. So that one attempt we are trying to do with the help of DFW. In ICR, basically, we initiated at the national level two major programs. One is Network Project on Precision Agriculture, where IRRI is leading, and Dr. Sahu is a lead program who is here. And Dr. A.K. Singh, Director IRRI, I'm thankful to him. He's guiding us for the leading to this program, where 16 ICR issued across different domains of agriculture. They are working together. And I'm happy to inform this gathering that a lot of technologies are coming up. Some of the technologies are under validation. I'm not going into the details of it, so because there's no time. And we are covering here all the sensor-based VRTs and digital, other digital technology like satellite, drone. All we are trying to integrate to come up with the solutions for Indian agricultural context, basically. And we are working in the farm mechanization also. We are working on the post-harvest management also. So everything we are trying to cover, aquaculture, livestock farming. So all together we are trying to cover important areas only, not everything, The another program is that we have developed a digital platform named as Kisan Sarthi with the help of Digital India Corporation, which is an organization from MIT, where we are trying to connect farmers with the agricultural experts. And I am happy to share that around 1.9 crore farmers are connected to that system, digital system. And we have covered villages around 2.8 lakhs villages we have already covered. And our target is to reach up to the 12 crore farmers in due course of time. And Sanjeev is here in this hall. He is leading that program from ISRI. So, and then we are trying to integrate this whole system with the other platforms also, which are developed by DFW, like Kisan call centers. We are trying to integrate this whole thing. And then common service centers, which is around 7 lakhs common service centers are there. So we are going to have this meeting on 12th of this June, that how to integrate all this together, because, farmers should have only one solution, an authenticated information delivery to them. So that is our effort from ICR and Ministry of Agriculture in this area. And Vistar is other program which we are trying to integrate. And last component is soil health card, you must be knowing. So we give all the parameters, soil parameter, but after that what? So how to give the advisory, how to develop advisory system based on the soil health card. So Manoj Gupta is not here, otherwise he is the coordinating from the DFW, and I am looking from ICR perspective. So this what all we are going to integrate together. And of course, a lot of challenges are there. I think in this meeting also we'll try to discuss this. And but one thing is sure, that we need to have a collaboration and integration of the technologies as well as the efforts coming out from different departments, because alone nobody can do it. No organization and nobody can do it. And we have to collaborate with the startups and companies, and private sectors also has to play a big role into this. So with this, I think I'm thankful again to all of you and inviting me, and the panel discussion is there, so we'll discuss further. Thank you very much.
We are truly grateful for your presence and for sharing your wisdom with us, Dr. Rai. Now, please join me in welcoming Dr. A.K. Singh, Director IRRI, to deliver the plenary speech. Let's give him a warm round of applause, please.
A very good morning to each one of you. Dr. Anil Rai, ADG, ICT at the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Dr. ML Jat, Dr. Sharma, Shalini, and all the distinguished participants for this very important meeting for bringing this event to New Delhi. And this is so very important in present day context, that the digital agriculture in true sense is a revolution in offering. And this leverages the digital tools and systems to enhance farm productivity. These tools include GPS tracking, mobile apps that help farmers manage their crop more efficiently. And in addition, the digital agriculture mission that the government has, it aims primarily to accelerate the projects based on cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, remote sensing, robot, and drones. India has over 1,000 agri-tech startups, and venture capital funds, loan funds, and angel investors have long supported this sector. Exciting times lie ahead for Indian agriculture as it embraces digital agriculture for future. Now, there are several, specific applications, and if we look at it from the farmer's perspective, what the farmers are actually looking for from this digital revolution in agriculture, what is the expectation of farmers? Because ultimately, the ultimate client that we are trying to serve is the farmer. and we must meet his expectation. Then only the purpose will be served. Otherwise, other stakeholders in the chain, value chain, they are there to provide service, but they also have business motive in that. But ultimately, the farmer who has to be really served and his interest taken care. So the first important component of this is enhancing input use efficiency. Now, this is a very important component. We know that in most cases, our irrigation efficiency is very low. Fertilizer efficiency, particularly nutrient efficiency, if you look at nitrogen, is about 30 to 40%, and so is the case with other nutrients. How we can, and ICAR has come out with a target by 2047. For each of these goals in agriculture, what should be our target to improve? For example, nitrogen efficiency from 40% should go to 70%, water efficiency, and so on. How digital revolution can help in enhancing the input efficiency, be it water, nutrients, or plant protection chemicals. So all these put together, if nutrient use efficiency is enhanced, then it brings down the environmental cost, it reduces the cost of production for farmers, it produces the produce which is safe for consumption from consumers' point of view. So this is well taken care of. Then the second aspect is Uberization of agriculture, where input delivery has been a core concern. Even, for example, when we organize Kisan Mela and so on and so forth, the farmers travel from a distance of 300, 400 kilometers to fetch a bag of seed of a new variety. How we can make it possible to deliver these agri inputs, not only seed, other inputs at their doorstep without any problem, like we are using Swiggy or other apps to order for food sitting at home, Blinkit and so on. Whether there is a Blinkit-like solution for the farmers that the moment he desires, I want this seed, this variety, and so on, this input, and it is delivered at his doorstep and at affordable cost. So that's a real challenge. Also, in terms of custom hiring services through digitization that can be provided, where farmers can place order. We were trying to do some, initiative for paddy straw residue management, where we, when we developed this technology of Pusa decomposer, then mapping the combine which we are going for harvesting the paddy field and linking that movement of combine with the sprayers, automated sprayers for each field, so that the moment combine harvester goes to a farmer's field, the sprayer is there side by side to immediately spray the decomposer solution on the farmer's field, and farmer is not worried to make separate efforts for that. So this Uberization, I mean, this has to really go a long way to make things easy, life of farmers easy, and a lot needs to be done there, and that there again, digital solutions are very, very important. Crop health monitoring, and this is again a very important area when we are talking of application of pesticide inputs based on drone, the real-time monitoring of pest infestation in the field, and then targeting the spray to a particular location. For example, if we have brown plant hopper in rice, a deadly pest, it comes in a concentric ring, we know, and if we can have advanced estimate where the brown plant hopper is sitting, and if drone goes for spraying with that, nobody sprays only at that location, not in the rest of the field, brings down cost of cultivation, the water used for spraying, the insecticide that is used, and also the residue issues, all taken care simultaneously. So health monitoring is one issue, and also not only for the diseases and pests, also for the nutrient status of the standing crop. And some experiments our colleague Dr. Sahgal has done, Dr. Sahu is doing a lot of experiment in this area, where you can use satellite-based imagery for crop health monitoring, and then based on that you can target the application of inputs in the field. So this is another area that requires a lot of interventions. Digital soil mapping, as Dr. Rai said, our efforts on generating the soil health card, government has put a lot of efforts, and we have to go a long way. And unless we bring some kind of digital solution, the wet lab chemistry is expensive. It is also not really intrusions, high throughput. If we have to really make the soil health card based on digital solution, based on satellite mapping. And then we are able to generate the soil health card for every farmer. Actually, not the current size of land that we have, about 4 hectares. We know that 80%, 86% farmers are small and marginal farmers, and their holdings are less than a hectare. And unless one side we talk of site-specific nutrient management as a part of precision agriculture. Now, in site-specific nutrient management, if a farmer has got half-acre land, in that half-acre, how much variation happens from one end to other end, and based on that variation, if we can apply the input, that becomes in true sense site-specific nutrient management. If our soil health card is based on 4-hectare area, it would really not serve the purpose, and therefore we need to have gridded soil health card generated, and that is where I think the digital interventions are very, very important to expedite this process. Otherwise, it is very difficult to cope up. So that every farmer can own the soil health card of his own field, the field on which he is cultivating, and can plan for the recommendation-based application of the nutrients. Assessment of crop losses. This has also been a challenge in implementing particularly the crop health insurance scheme. And this is primarily, if we can bring in more precision in estimating the crop losses that happens based on digital intervention, that can really help in implementing these schemes in a very focused way. Digital market linkages, connecting farmers with the market a priori before taking the sowing of the crops. For example, we were doing some work with Grow Indigo, which is a joint venture between Indigo and Mexico. Grow Indigo platform provides registration opportunities for the farmers and also for the buyers. Group of farmers like farmers producers organizations can register on the platform, and they can seek advance order. If somebody wants to produce 5,000 tons of tomato of a particular variety, you get the order there, and then you produce, the group of farmers produce it together and supply back. So linking with the market is another very important area where platforms like growmandi.com are these can help. Carbon farming, we had a detailed discussion in the academy on this particular aspect, but monitoring, reporting, and verification of the schemes that we are implementing for carbon farming and carbon credit is extremely important. And to harness the power of digitalization, data analytics, and real-time monitoring to transform how we monitor, how we report, and how we verify the environmental data for carbon credit program is extremely important. So, for example, again, working in the carbon credit program, IRRI with Grow Indigo, we were given a responsibility as part of project partner. Dr. Jat is involved in the project to assess like how much area is sown to direct seeded rice. And then we took up this challenge by satellite imagery and ground truthing, going to almost 50,000 farmers field in different districts of Punjab and Haryana. And the correlation between the ground truthing and the satellite-based imagery, we found it was almost R-square was 95%. So that means if a farmer comes on platform, registers that he is practicing direct seeded rice, which should be incentivized in form of carbon credit, then there should be a mechanism to check that claim is valid or not. And through satellite imagery, it is possible to go to that farmer's field with a 20-meter resolution and precisely tell whether he has practiced direct seeded rice or not. Likewise, crop residue burning for each farmer in his field, whether he has burnt or not. And if he is claiming that he has not burnt and he should get carbon credit for that, these things can be precisely measured. And this has been very, very powerful in this direction. Dr. Sehgal at IRRI is doing this work. And then, of course, Dr. Anil Rai mentioned about ICR initiative, One Network Project on Precision Agriculture, which is led by Dr. Sahu at IRRI. 15 ICR institutes are involved. It is not only in agriculture, also in animal husbandry, in fishery sciences, how we can make use of these innovations in making our farming much more precise. Now, for doing all this, it is also important that we try to do some
new initiatives like, establishing forward farms. Some companies, Bayer in particular, has come out with this concept. And they have established some forward farm, one in Meerut, I have visited, one in Hapur, where you can bring in all the innovations that you want to bring and demonstrate on the farmer's field, say 25 acres or 30 acres, that these innovations really work. And if it happens and it is demonstrated in the farmer's field, then people develop trust and belief. So discussing in a closed room, air-conditioned room, sitting here is one thing, but then putting it on the ground, real on the farmer's field situation, what kind of difficulty they are working on it is very important, and that can be only done by doing these kinds of demonstrations. I think in long run, we need to plan some such activities where we establish such forward farms on farmers' field so that the communication and the adoption of technology is enhanced, is much faster rate. Now, the next most important challenge for us is reaching the unreached. How do we reach the unreached people? If you look about, you see total number approximately 120 million farmers, and the access to smartphone is to about, 30 million farmers, which is 25%. Now, when we are talking of digital revolution, how are we going to help these who do not have access to technology? This is another major challenge that we need to bring in, through which we can, reach the unreached farmers. Because then only, in true sense, the revolution will happen at the national level or at global level. Capacity building and training of such farmers in using digital innovation is another very important area, and that should be regularly organized. Some provisions should be made, because we many times struggle when we try to bring in digital smart board system in classroom education. And one has to put a lot of efforts on the faculty members to use digital smart board for the purpose for which it is installed. Otherwise, people start using it only for the purpose of, PowerPoint presentation, and it really doesn't serve the purpose for which it is installed. So when we have this challenge with the people who are educated to make farmers, use these technologies, make it so user-friendly that they have no difficulty in using this, is something. कुछ किसान हमारे बीच में बैठे हुए हैं, उनके लिए मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि जो किसानों की समस्याएं वास्तव में हैं, उनको ध्यान में रखते हुए हम टेक्नोलॉजी का अगर विकास करते हैं और उनको साथ लेकर के चलते हैं, उनकी क्या क्या समस्याएं हैं, उनको इन्वॉल्व करना इसमें बहुत ज़रूरी होगा. And then I think we will be able to make a good progress. I really welcome this initiative of the CG system to come out with this idea of organizing these regional conferences and to bring in all the stakeholders together, startup to farmers to all those who are in the complete value chain, so that we understand each other's requirement, each other's capabilities, and then we work in totality. So with that, I would like to thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.
We are truly grateful for your presence and motivation, sir. Continuing with our program, we are honored to have received a message from IRRI's Director General, DG, Dr. Yvonne Pinto, who regretfully couldn't be here, but she has recorded a message for us to encourage us. So without further ado, let's listen to the recorded message from our esteemed DG. Please turn your attention towards the screen. Dayam, I would request you to please play the video.
I'm really honored to welcome you to the International Rice Research Institute. This event is part of the Global ICT for Agriculture program, organized across 5 locations in different parts of the world by the CGIAR Research Initiative on Digital Innovation, USAID, In the Future, DEV Global, and DAI. And I would like to give a special shout out to my colleague, Josh Woodard, who made this all possible. We are really thrilled to have participants who have travelled from various parts of the country and from overseas. It's really heartening to see a diverse mix of representation from local and international organisations spanning public, private and non-profit institutions. I'm delighted to see that through this event, we are collectively increasing our global footprint in the digital agriculture ecosystem. ICT4Ag 2024 brings together stakeholders from the agri-food system, technology experts and decision makers and enthusiasts. And together we're leveraging information and communication technologies to drive transformative change in the agriculture sector. We're gathered here at IRRI to push the boundaries of science to combat global hunger and poverty. I hope everyone will have a great time participating in the discussions and networking with those who share common goals and endeavours.
Thank you to the comms team and the ED team to put this video together. And it is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. ML Jat, Global Research Program Director, Resilient Farm and Food Systems, ICRISAT, and our co-host too. Dr. Jat has an illustrious career dedicated to advancing agricultural resilience and sustainability.
Thank you, Shalini. My teacher and director of Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Dr. A.K. Singh ji, the leader of digital agriculture in ICAR, Dr. Anil Rai ji, my colleague Sheetal, my friends, Ravi sitting there, all the experts, ladies and gentlemen, Kisan Bhaiyo aur Behno. First of all, let me express our gratitude on behalf of CGIAR and also ICRISAT leaderships to ICAR for all the support and collaboration to take this digital movement forward. Thank you so much, sir. Now a disclaimer. I am the most illiterate person on digital agriculture in this room. The only connection what I see is ML. So my name is ML. And when you talk about digital, you talk a lot about ML. So that's a good connection. But I try to put some slides which Srikanth, Mukund, and my colleagues have helped me. And I'll try to go through those and share some of the thoughts on this very, very important topic. You know, we are talking about localized impact through inclusion, through inspiration, and innovation. And I think those are the three very, very important keywords. So I really would like to take you when we haven't had 50 degree. That's where we started. So if you go to the back, you know, the evolution of agriculture and evolution of the industry, and I would like to connect that, what is the digital connect between agriculture and industry. So when you start with the agriculture 1.0 or industry 1.0, some sort of mechanization aspect started. Not much digital at that time. And then in agriculture 2.0, industry 2.0, some electrification or electricity came into the picture. But the era of electronics came in industry 3.0, agriculture 3.0. That's how the starting of the digital aspects. And then we are in this era of intelligence. And industry 5.0, which is era of generative AI, quantum computing, and that's what we are heading to. So I think that's a good progress. And if we can have a real good connect between agriculture and industry using digital, I think we'll not be in 50 degree. Dr. A.K. Singh did mention many aspects, how we can reduce the emissions, and that can help in containing the temperature through carbon farming, but that all need digital connect. And that digital connect between agriculture and industry, I think there is a good connect. So that's where I would like to start. Now, I was reading a newspaper a couple of days back on 27th of May, which indicates what farmers precisely need to raise their income. And we talk about precision agriculture, Dr. Rai mentioned about, which is essentially digital. If you look at the global scale, 18% of the adoption of precision agriculture. I think this is quite significant. If you talk about one aspect, 18% globally is really significant. We go to this North America and South America, I think it's quite good. But we are in Asia, 4%. If you go by country, I don't know where we are. That's where we need to have a focus. And that's what can help the farmers to increase their income. Now, in that context, CGIAR got their 2030 research and innovation strategy. And that research and innovation strategy basically focuses on the transforming the food, land, and water systems in a climate crisis. We have the crisis, 49.9 degrees yesterday in Delhi. We've been talking about 2 degrees. We are facing 5 degrees, 6 degrees over months. So we are in that crisis. I think that's where we need to be faster, and that fast mode will not come without digital. That's why digital ag is very, very important. And in that strategy, if you look at all those areas, I don't want to read all those, but I think you can see a good connect of the digital. So there's a digital ag focus or digital innovation focus where we have one of the initiative as of now in the current portfolio. But I think going forward, the portfolio 25, we got a very, very important element of the digital accelerator or digital innovations or digital transformation. Now the new name came in last evening. So the digital initiative of the CGIAR focuses on the digital innovations to accelerate the transformation of food, land, and water systems in global south, inclusively and sustainably. So those are two important keywords, inclusively and sustainably. And the theme of this conference also got inclusion component into it. Now our approach is generating the evidence, innovative use of the data and digital technologies, and design the solution to achieve the inclusive and sustainable agri-food system. And I think if you see the challenging areas and the research questions, so one comes on the policymakers and investors. That's where the industry comes into the picture, or private sector comes into the picture, and also the government's investment comes into the picture. The another one is a digital services and information system. That's another the key aspect. And third one, and I'm happy that we have that strong element, women and youth in agriculture. And I think digital is another way to empower women and youth to contribute significantly in agriculture. So that's the focus of the initiative. Now, if you talk about India, the digital agriculture is in top of the agenda, starting from the highest level, from Prime Minister's level up to the bottom level. But Dr. Rai mentioned about some of those initiatives of the government of India. So there are many, many government initiatives. The ICR work a lot on digital agriculture. Dr. Rai is leading that. Ravi is working over 20 years almost on, and there are many, many institutions, and there are many, many aspects of digital soil health, all sort of digital aspects. So there's a lot going on. CGIAR work a lot on digital. For example, this initiative on digital innovation, we at ICRISAT do a lot, and team is sitting here. A private sector and some of the colleagues here sitting, we all are working, but I think in a fragmented way. The time is to consolidate. And that's a message coming from the highest level of the leadership. So the Prime Minister of India, in our celebration of 50 years of ICRISAT, he was at ICRISAT and he highlighted and focused, why don't you come together and work together, focus on digital. And taking that task forward, ICR and CGIAR got their annual meetings, and task was given to us, for example. So we had a workshop together with ICAR and having all sort of stakeholders. We came up with some of the solutions or the recommendations in terms of this. Thanks, Ravi, for all the significant contribution to this. Now, if you talk about this, I think the government of India again focus, and that's the first of its kind, the digital public infrastructure. That's what is really required, because agriculture is the kind of area which is dependent on data and other aspects on many, many departments and ministries. That's where we need a digital public infrastructure. And that's the vision of the government of India, which came forward. And in the G20 last year, Dr. Rai and we were together in the G20 DPI meeting at Pune. And I think there are a lot of discussion on other aspects of the DPI, but also agriculture, something very, very important. So I think this is something very, very important aspect when we talk about digital agriculture. A mention was made, the government of India is focusing a lot on the agri-stack, the innovative agri ecosystem, and also the Vistar. I think that's another very, very important initiative by the government of India, which is taking digital movement forward. Now, in terms of the CGIAR, we work and we believe on and strongly on the fair data principles, and which is a foundation for innovation. I think the fair data principle is the key if we have to succeed in digital innovations or digital agriculture. So that's the focus of CGIAR. We talk about, and Dr. A.K. Singh did mention about the farmer-centric approach. Farmer is the focus. We are working for the farmer. So the farmer-centric and context-specific digital innovations are something very, very important. Two things, farmer-centric and context-specific. So I think context matters, and I think we have to focus it on the farmer. And in that context, our team sitting here doing a lot on many, many aspects, starting from the the crop type mapping, so geospatial aspects, on the climate information services, on the soil health monitoring using digital tools, designing the regenerative landscapes, crop protection, Srikanth has been working a lot, and also how to have the monitoring, evaluation, learning using the digital platform, which we are working and helping not only here, but at many of the African programs, for example, African Development Bank. I think that's something important. Until we have a mechanism of monitoring, learning, and evaluation, now we call MELIA, monitoring, evaluation, learning, and impact assessment. We will not see what is working and what is not working, how it's helping. So that's what we do at our Innovation Hub. And then we try to bring the systems integration of the digital tools for agriculture. So this is one example. My colleague Mukund sitting here, been working with some of the private sector, Juari Farm Hub Limited. So very context-specific digital tools and digital advisory to the farmers, and on different aspects, very customized one. So those are the kind of aspects we work on. Now, digital delivery, when we talk about the impact at scale, and this is one example of the Plantix, what we got. We are working with the Plantix over 10 years. So this is the 10 years of the partnership, and you can see the numbers. 100 million images, that's where the AI is used. 30 million downloads, all those numbers. I think there are many, many languages and many, many countries. So that's one example of the digital or the artificial intelligence use. Now, finally, Sheetal says your time is over. My slide is last. Thank you. I think we need more. So a lot of investment for research in digital agriculture is required. There's it's evolving and evolving rapidly, but a lot more to go into. We need to bring everyone together, all stakeholders together. And I think the digital public infrastructure is something very, very important. Data innovations for enhanced last mile delivery, the precision monitoring of the systems, traceability of the agriculture inputs, commodities, and all those things, market, Dr. A.K. Singh did mention about, the data on the protection and security, privacy, all those things. When we talk about DPI, I think that's what we have to address. The public-private partnership, I think that's, again, the data, open data and all those things, sharing is something important. And also the policy on the digital. So I think we really need to have that digital agriculture strategy in the country, at the country level, and maybe we go down to the state level, but we really need a strategy. So these are some of my thoughts, an illiterate person on digital agriculture. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jat, for sharing your wisdom with us. I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers. To honor their contributions, we would like to felicitate them with a token of appreciation, requesting Dr. Sheetal to felicitate Dr. Anil. As a gesture of our gratitude, we have chosen to present them with plants symbolizing growth, sustainability, and our shared commitment to greener future. Dr. A.K. Singh. Dr. M.L. Jat. Thank you. Moving forward to the ICT4Ag Inspire Challenge, which is a new pay for results program intended to increase women's participation in digital agri-food advisory services and programs. 5 challengers chosen are given 6 months to achieve the gender inclusion goal. They are also provided with a suite of technical support options, including human-centered design workshops, consultative meetings, and learning grants up to $2,000. If the goal is achieved, more funding is provided. So today we have Mr. Varun Kashyap from Wombees, Women for Bees, with us to share his exciting thoughts. Mr. Varun, please. Please, a round of applause from him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shalini. So till the time pollination starts happening on AR/VR, we still need a physical beehive. That was a joke, by the way. But so there are 100 million women, 10 crore women, 9 million SHGs across 650,000 villages of our country. And they are today mobilized, institutionalized, thanks to the SHG movement. Empowered because they are connected to banks and they have access to finance, and they are on their path to becoming self-reliant and udyamis. Good morning, everyone. My name is Varun Kashyap, and if we can have the slide. And I am here to talk about how women and bees are creating a golden revolution in our country. So 2/3 of our food is pollinated by bees. So what we get on our plate thanks to bees. I think most of us in the room know this. What we probably don't know is that the Indian agriculture today is highly underpollinated. As per the Economic Advisor Council report in 2019, after which the National Bee Board and National Beekeeping and Honey Mission was launched, we only have 34 lakh beehives in the country, whereas we need 20 crore beehives in the country. India is the 7th largest producer of honey, whereas we have the potential, given the climatic conditions and the land under agriculture and forests, that we can be the honey capital of the world. Me and my team, over the last year or so, traveled to 17 different states across the country, met more than 500 beekeepers, and this is what we learned about why beekeeping is not flourishing in India. So there is lack of scientific capacity. I'll not talk more about that. I'm not a scientist myself. I think most of the people in the room are scientists. Accessibility gap. So people do not have access to, or our farmers do not have access to the quality beehives. That is why I bring one with myself today. They don't know where to migrate. With mellifera bees, migration is the only option, and that's how you can maximize pollination as well as the honey production. So they don't know where to migrate every 6 to 8 weeks in search of flora. There is poor price realization. The price of honey in the most recent season of mustard honey was 100 rupees a kg, which is not so good, as you would agree. And that is why the bee populations are declining, and we are only reducing the number of beekeepers in our country. So where do we come in? What are we trying to do? It doesn't change. Oh, thank you. So our intervention model is threefold. We are providing scientific beekeeping training and continuous handholding and capacity building to both men and women in rural and tribal areas across the country. We are providing them with quality beehives, also strong colonies, as well as beekeeping equipment so that they can practice scientific beekeeping. We are also connecting them to the markets, doing a buyback on honey at a fair market price. So I can maybe say that we are setting the minimum support price for honey. All of this leads to sustainable incomes for the beekeepers. Dr. Rai spoke about technology and the app for farmers. We have developed an app for beekeepers. So the app basically allows anyone, whether they are in the network zone or not, to manage their beehives on a regular basis through a scientific process. There is an SOP that we have given to them, and we are able to trace whether they are following scientific beekeeping principles or not. We have created a chatbot where they can ask a question in their vernacular language and they will get an instant response. We've also mapped all the flora across the country in both forest and rural. It's a work in progress, but the idea is that we should be able to guide our beekeepers in terms of where they can migrate their beehives. We are also working on an image recognition tool where they can take a photograph of their frames of the hives, and our models will recommend what kind of disease or condition of the hive is there at the moment. We are working with Beacon protocol, and like Dr. Singh said, I'm not sure if our quick commerce apps would do it, but our app will be able to provide beehives, colonies, and beekeeping equipment on the click of a button. This is the beehive. We are collaborating with the Institute of Wood Science Technology in Bangalore to manufacture precision engineered beehives made of southern yellow pine wood. 9 out of 10 beehives globally are made of this quality standard that we have learned from all over the world, and we are trying to bring this to India. We are very lucky. Over the last 6 months, we are already collaborating with over 1,500 farmers and forest dwellers, thanks to our collaborations with ICAR, with KVK. Dr. Loganandan is there. Thank you, Dr. Loganandan, for your support. He's the director of KVK Hirali. We are also collaborating with CINI in Jharkhand, UNICEF in Jharkhand and Odisha, NRLM in Varanasi, forest departments in Karnataka and Bihar, as well as WWF. I'm being told my time is up, but this year we have an order book of 15,000 of these beehives, and we will be harvesting 500 tons of monofloral, traceable, authentic honey, which will obviously add to both the biodiversity, crop yield increase, as well as the incomes. I'll not go into the details since the time is up, but happy to chat with you how bees can play a role in climate change, mitigation, adaptation, and resilience. This is my team, Anika Shukla, Vaibhav Trimukhe, and myself. This is our brand, Humble Bee. These are some of the images of women practicing or learning scientific beekeeping. Thank you so much for listening. If there are any people who work with farmers, who are lenders who give loans to farmers, or who are scientists and researchers, and I know there are a lot of you, who are interested in beekeeping, who are interested to increase crop yields through pollination, who are interested to look into the health benefits of monofloral Indian honey varieties, who are interested to map the floral availability across the country, please do reach out to me. I would be very, very happy to work with you. Please join the Humble Bee movement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Varun. Requesting our eminent guest to felicitate Mr. Varun. Can you please be on stage once again? Yes, please. Dr. Sheetal to do the honor. Dr. A.K. Singh to do the honor, please. Thank you. So last part of the inaugural, now we have Dr. Srikanth from ICRISAT, who is co-hosting with us, who will be sharing his thoughts on the upcoming mega program strategy of CGIAR.
Thank you, Shalini, and thanks for this opportunity to share about the mega programs. Can I have the slide, please? This is about CGIAR's mega program. So you are in this event, and we would like to give you a small glimpse of what is being planned for the next 5 years. That is from 2025 to 2030. And some of my colleagues here are also part of this mega program. And okay. Can you please help me? Yeah, these are the mega programs, about 10 of them. And Dr. Anil is here, who is also the co-convener of the Regenerative Landscapes and Agro Ecosystems. And these are the different areas in which we will be working. At the same time, there are some enablers at the bottom. If you see capacity building, gender,